I gotta take this. I gotta close this. Ain't nobody else here. Ain't nobody else here in the house. But I gotta close this. Let's put this up here. I need a. This is fitting. This hat is fitting. Let's wear this hat. This hat is more fitting. What I want to talk about right now. There's a lot of things I want to talk about right now. This video is going to go long. A lot of things I want to talk about. Let's start here. Let's start here. Tampa Bay. I don't know if you guys expect me to be yelling. I fully expected myself to be yelling in this video when I, in the beginning of the game, when I was talking about I got a video to make. Okay, I was gonna say I'm not gonna yell, but I already feel it. I already feel it bubbling up. I thought I lost my energy, but I feel it bubbling it up. So I might go ham still. I'm not sure. But let's talk. Let's talk about this, because this is why I'm wearing this hat. Let's talk about this right here. It's only fitting because I wanna get this part out of the way. I liked how this game went. Obviously not the part that we lost. And I'll explain what I'm talking about. I've gone on record. I feel like I need room. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like I've gone on record many times talking about a fan base in Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay fan base, to be exact. I've gone on records talking about it. How I think the Tampa Bay fan base is one of the dumbest fan bases in the NFL. I don't think they're dumb. I've come to a conclusion where I don't think they're dumb. I don't think mentally they're dumb. I don't think it's that they don't know any better. I've come to the conclusion where I don't think it's that they don't know any better. I think they do know better. And the reason why I'm bringing up this fan base is because of the season that we're having right now. And like I said, this rant is not about what I'm about to say right now. I just want to get this part out the way and then get to my Bucks and get to what I got to say about the Bucks and the future of the Bucks and all that stuff. What I want to say and get out the way is that this fan base is destructive. Very racist and destructive. And I think that has to do with racist. I think racist is a little bit like, you can't be racist unless you're destructive. But there are some black or minority fan bases out there with Tampa Bay that obviously are not racist, but they're just destructive. So this fan base is really just destructive. They just want anything to do to tear down. I don't understand it sometimes. Now, no one's safe. I'm going to get to everybody. Trust me. The reason why I bring this up is because of the season that we're having right now. The season that we're having right now. The beginning of the season, we're supposed to. We seen, right? The beginning of the season, we seen it. Jameis suspended for 3 games. We got a good offense. We got a really good offense. Defense, well, I was saying defense, we don't know yet. We don't, we look like we got a better D-line. We should be fine linebacking core, but secondary, we don't really know what we got yet in secondary. That's what we're going off in the offseason, preseason. Okay? We know this. We know this. Preseason is going through. We see this already. Okay. What do we want? What do we want? Jameis suspended for 3 games. We want Fitzpatrick to ride the ship, keep us over 500, if possible. At least be 500, because we're smart Buck fans are assuming that Jameis will probably be gone for 4 games, because of the short week. Keep us at 400, at least 400, but we would like to be above 400. That's our mindset in preseason going into the season, right? Somewhere in the start of the season, you destructive Buck fans lost that vision. I don't even think you lost that vision. I think in the back of your mind, you had another vision and you was hoping it was coming in, and it happened. Fitzpatrick comes out, wins us games. Not only does he win us games, keeps us above 500 like we've been hoping, but balls out. Then we go into this whole Fitzpatrick, sit Jameis, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, I'd love to blame completely on you guys, but the media had a lot to do with it. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy thing. That's for another video. We don't need to get into all that right now. I don't know why you guys decided to, Jameis is da-da-da-da. It is what it is. Stupidity. Let's just call it easy stupidity. If you're a real Bucks fan, you should have seen what happened. Now, I understand rival fans. I understand other fan bases that don't see or watch these Buccaneers like a real Buccaneer fan would be watching this team. I understand their take on that. But if you're a real Bucks fan, you should have been on video, or not on video, but at least on Twitter, wherever you guys are at, repping your team, Buccaneers. I should have seen nothing about Fitzpatrick. I should have seen nothing about Jameis Winston. All I should have seen was we are winning. That's it. Can't wait for Jameis to come back. That didn't happen. I try to stay quiet. People talk about this and this and that, about Fitzpatrick, whatever. Fitzpatrick came down, Steelers game, Bears game. Winston comes. Now, Winston and his turnovers, I understand that. That's Winston's problem. He needs to get better on that shit. I'm not trying to make Winston better than what he's been performing this year. That's not what I'm trying to do right now. What I'm here to say, and the reason why I liked the way this game went today, is because today we're putting to rest this whole Fitzpatrick thing. If you guys remember, which you guys probably don't, because of course you never remember when I'm right. Of course. If you guys remember, I said the whole Fitzpatrick thing will not last past the Panthers. That's what I said. The whole Fitzpatrick thing will not last past the Panthers. Now, I'm not talking about he won't start next week. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, after this game, Fitzpatrick looked like who? How did this game go? Think about it. How did this game go today? Fitzpatrick threw 2 picks, a whole bunch of 3-and-outs in the first half. It is what it is. A lot of overthrows and bad throws to Mike Evans. It is. I'm not trying to put this game on Fitzpatrick. That's not what I'm saying here either. What I'm saying is, everybody or anybody who sat there and said, the offense looks better with Fitzpatrick. The offense is more explosive than Fitzpatrick with Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick can hit Deshaun Jackson and not Jameis Winston. Anybody that didn't realize that everything that Fitzpatrick did on those first 3 games, was not Fitzpatrick. It was our weapons. It was the defense not knowing how to go against this new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, who is coordinating the play calling. That's what that was. So now let's put that to rest. Like I said, that's why I wanted to start with this. Put that to rest. Because now you got Fitzpatrick not being able to hit Deshaun Jackson down the field. Fitzpatrick not being able to throw the ball down the field. Fitzpatrick not using his wide receivers, only using Adam Humphries. And let me say this, this part right here, I am talking to, what is his name? Tampa Bucks 2, Vidmaker. I don't know if you guys know, you guys should know he is. I've shouted out many times. Tampa 2, I think it's Tampa 2 Bucks. Or Tampa Bay Bucks, Tampa 2, something like that. Tampa 2 Bucks I think is his name. Has made several videos claiming how Jameis reads his progression different than Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick goes wide receivers first and then goes down to the middle of the field with his tight ends, and Jameis goes tight end first and out to the middle, out of the side of the field to the wide receivers. Fitzpatrick looked exactly like Jameis Winston. Exactly like Jameis Winston. Couldn't throw to the outside receivers. Can't throw the deep ball. Fitzpatrick got a piece of the defense that Jameis goes through as far as the game planning defensively. This is why I said whatever Jameis was doing, Fitzpatrick was doing in those first couple games, wasn't Fitzpatrick making magic. It was the defense. Why is my shit so? It was the defense. Game planning, not knowing how to game plan against the weapons we have, and the offensive coordinator. So let's put that to rest now. Fitzpatrick is Fitzpatrick. Jameis is Jameis. Fitzpatrick got 2 interceptions, fumbled the ball. Fitzpatrick looked like some Jameis Winston shit. Did he not? The only difference was when Jameis plays regularly. I'm not talking about this year. Because Fitzpatrick is playing like Jameis this year. But Jameis don't play like Jameis this year. Jameis plays a lot better his other 3 years. This year, Jameis has been playing bad. Hasn't had a good game yet this year. So I'm not talking about comparing Fitzpatrick to the Jameis this year. I'm showing you Fitzpatrick is Jameis this year. This is Jameis's worst year. Jameis's worst year in his career. That's what Fitzpatrick is regularly in his career. Let's move on. I don't want to hear no Fitzpatrick over Jameis. I don't want to hear that no more. Is Fitzpatrick going to start next week? Probably. I don't know. I have to really watch again, and I don't know. I will talk about, but that's not what I'm focused on right now. I just wanted to put that to bed. This whole Fitzpatrick makes the offense look so much different, makes so much explosive. All the players are so much happier with Fitzpatrick. Go to sleep. Now let's get to the important stuff. Let's switch hats on them, because this hat has to do with Tampa, the city, because the city fucked up. The city fucked up what should have been a great start to the season and started a controversy, which it shouldn't have been. It should have been for the media. It should have been for you know, Falcon fans and Panther fans and Saint fans. It should have been for them to be tweeting and saying the things that they were saying. But it shouldn't have been for the Buck fans to be tweeting and saying the things that they were saying. If you were a real Bucks fan and you really watched the team, you should have been smart and known this ain't Fitzpatrick. It's the offense and the defensive coordinators game planning against us. Fitzpatrick ain't making the offense look defensive weapons and defensive coordinators not knowing how to play against the weapons yet. Now, as you can see, since the Steelers game, Fitzpatrick has not looked the same. Does he throw over yards for a lot of yards? Yes. Does he throw for a lot of touchdowns? Yes. But that's our offense. Even Jameis at his worst, which is this year, is looking the same. Throwing a lot of yards, getting touchdowns. It's not the quarterback. That's our offense. And I could go back there and throw for over 300 yards and get some touchdowns because our offense is just that explosive and we just have weapons like that. Teams are, and not only that, let me say this too. Let me say this too. And it's not necessarily that we just have the best offense and It's not even really necessarily that. There's not a lot of good defenses out in the NFL right now. Shout out to D1 because we were having a discussion, or actually an argument, and he was like, well, what defenses have you played? And I really thought about it, and I was like, we really haven't played any defenses, I guess, but there really isn't defenses out there. Because D1 was saying, you're not going to score more than 20 points on the Carolina Panthers. So I'm like, the Carolina Panthers is a good defense. We scored 28. We've been scoring 20, 28 every week. There's really not a lot of good defenses out in the NFL that's stopping teams that have a legit offense. Like I said, we don't even have to have the best offense. I'm not even saying we have the best offensive weapons. We have legit weapons. Nobody could deny that. Any team that has legit weapons, they're scoring 20, 27, 28, 30 points a game. There's really no defenses out there right now that's stopping teams that have legit weapons. There just isn't. So to sit here and act like this is a Fitzpatrick thing, you were retarded. You didn't know what you were talking about. Go kill yourself. Go for another team because you don't know nothing about the Buccaneers. Anyways, let's move on now. Let's move on now. Now let's talk about this logo. Let's talk about this franchise. Let's talk about the future. I talked a little bit about this during the live stream. And it definitely felt like I was done with Cutter. I'll just throw it out there. It definitely felt like that. Now, obviously it's not the offense. Obviously it's not the offense. I feel like this coaching staff, and when I say coaching staff, I'm talking about defensive coordinator, which you can't blame him. It's not like the guy was waiting to be a defensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying? So you can't blame the guy. But let's go Mike Smith. Let's go Dirk Cutter. Offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, head coach Dirk Cutter. Because as far as the position coaches, I'm fine with the position coaches. We see talent. We're developing talent. I'm fine with the position coaches. Dirk Cutter. Our offense is good. Like I said, I explained this a lot during the live stream. We have an offense. It's old school. It's old school offense. John Gruden style. Jay Gruden style. Who else is like that? Who else is like that? It's old school. A lot of line up, look at the defense, either audible or okay, I think I know where I'm going to go with the ball because of the defense. What the defense is showing me. Hike the ball. Is it not there? Okay, then go through the rest of my progressions. That's old school football. That's not what's going on in the NFL no more. We get by. We got a lot of yards. We're scoring a lot of points because we got weapons. So we're getting by. But there's too many times, and I feel like this is another thing that I don't like about the offense. Or not the offense, but this is what I don't like about, or not that I don't like about it, but I like more the new school offense, okay? Because the new school offense is different. The new school offense is this. We come out in formation. Defense sees the formation, they say, okay, they're going to do this. They hike the ball. They act like they're going to do that, but the play's really to do something else. That's the new school that's new school football in the NFL right now. That's what you see Sean McVay doing. That's what you see Sean Payton doing a little bit, not as much as like Sean McVay, but all these new coaches are coming up with all these easy ways for these young quarterbacks that are really not quarterbacking. Let's be real. Jared Goff really ain't quarterbacking. All these young guys, they're really not quarterbacking. It's really simple. Misdirection. Cam Newton, he really ain't quarterbacking. You see when Cam Newton has to step back and throw the ball. It's like, 50-50. But what do they do for Cam Newton? What do they do for Jared Goff? What do they do for all these young quarterbacks? We're going to make it easy for you. We're going to line you up in a formation. You got the whole handoff, whole keep it shit, whatever it's called. I can't think right now. I'm heated. You got all the different direction run plays. You know what I'm saying? It's not based on what the quarterback sees. All these run plays are not based. It's not like old school, like we do, where you say, oh, they look like they're blitzing. Let's play this. Let's run this way. It's not like that. They come up. It don't matter what the defense shows. Because the whole thing is, whatever you think you're seeing is what we're banking on that you see. So whatever that defense is, oh, let's do this, let's do that. They're saying, I hope you think you know what you're looking at. And then they do some mixed direction and make you go the way you thought you were supposed to go, and you were supposed to go the other way. It's misdirection. I feel like because Dirk Cutter is the head coach, because this offense, I've said it many times and I stick with it. This offense, with the right quarterback like Jameis, I believe, obviously not this year. Jameis has been playing like garbage this year. But with the right quarterback, this is playoff offense. This is a playoff offense. We could drive down the field, we could score, we get points. This is playoff offense. We're contending offense. The problem is Dirk Cutter's the head coach, right? And there's no defensive coordinator that we have that understands this new football, this new offensive football that's in the NFL, this new young vibe that let's make it easy for the quarterback. Let's do a lot of misdirections. Let's make them think that we're trying to go this way, but really we want to sneak this little nigga inside and throw it to him and make the easy play. That's the problem with our defense. And it's been our problem all the way since Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris was a young new coach, but he was old school. We go from that coach, I wanted to say Gruden. Actually, it started with Gruden. But we go from Gruden to Raheem to, I got his damn ugly ass face in my head and I can't think of it, Schiano. To Schiano. Schiano was just an all-around terrible coach, period. We go from that to old school Lovey. We go from old school Lovey to a little bit of a newer mix of that West Coast offense, Dirk Cutter. And right when we get to Dirk Cutter, NFL changes again. We need to get a coach, coaching staff, whatever, coordinators, that is familiar with this new football. Now, once again, I'm not saying that Dirk Cutter's not a good head coach. He's as a head coach. Coordinator's pretty good as a coordinator. Offense is good, whatever. But because he's a head coach, he's not able to help the defensive coordinator game plan or watch out for this new wave of offense that's hitting the NFL right now. And our defense is just completely lost. We have to teach these guys, watch out for this. And if it ain't that, they're trying to do this to you. Watch out for this format. Like, we're playing good football when it's motion, okay, blah, blah, blah. Line up, hike, drop back. The quarterback has to see who he's throwing to. We play good defense. That's why we played good defense against Bengals. That's another coach that's old school. Lewis. That's why we play good defense against the Bengals. That's why we play good defense against the Browns. Any team, hike, I got to go through. But when it comes to a team like the Falcons, who are motioning, making you focus on the motion, and then we bunch up, they have a whole bunch of people over here, so now we're focused, and the linebackers are like, yo, watch this, watch the underneath, and the whole time Falcons are like, we're not even, yeah, you audible because what we doing over here. You focus because what we doing over here. Hopper. They didn't even look at this nigga over here. They focus over here. Coleman. They forgot to see Coleman over here. That's the problem we having right now. That's the problem we having right now with NFL teams right now. Any team that lines up, okay, I got a guy going deep, and if you take the deep route, then we got a guy going post. We understand shit like that. That's basic football. That's old school football. You know, all these routes to create space. That's what old school football is. We got a route that does this, and if you cover that route, then we use this route because he'll be open because this route you can't. If you cover this route should be open. That's old school football. And everybody else, other people in the NFL are running misdirection plays all day in football. We don't care. We want you to look over here. We want you to cover this route. We don't care. Focus on this side of the field because we're going to slip somebody. And not only do we want you to focus on this side of the field because we causing all this commotion over here, but we're going to act like we did that to trick you to throw over here on this side of the field. And then when you say, oh, it's a trick, and you run all the way to the other side of the field, they're going to just go here. They're focused over there. They focus over there, and we just dumping it off to the running back. 10 yards, 15 yards, whatever. We're just gonna dump it to the tight end that no one was watching. No. We're just gonna do this. You think we're really trying? No. They ain't doing shit. They not doing nothing, and we over there looking like fools. And this is the new brand of football that we just don't understand. We just don't understand. I just broke down our problem in the NFL and why we look the way we look against certain teams. Who do we play? Does anybody know who we play next? Anybody? Let me know. If anybody knows who we play next, let me know. But that's our problem right now, is this new school of football. We need to get hip to it, and we not. Now let's talk about the future of the Bucs. I'm barely at 30 minutes. Honestly, this is shorter than I thought it was going to go. Let's talk about the future of the Bucs. We play Washington. Watch us win that game. Watch us win that game. Washington, Jay Gruden, old school football. Watch us win that game. He has just a tiny bit of some trickery, but not really. Watch us win that game. Let's talk about the future of the Bucs. Let's start with the defense. Let's talk about the future of the Bucs, and let's start with the defense. Defensive coordinator. At worst, it really don't matter. We need another defensive coordinator. We'll talk about the offense, head coaching, or are we gonna keep Dirk Cutter? Is he gonna get fired? All that stuff. I'm gonna talk about all this right now. Start on the defensive side. Besides Buckner, I'm gonna keep it real. Besides Buckner, I don't care what we keep on the defensive side of the ball, coaching staff, besides Buckner, I really don't care who we keep. And the only reason why I say that is because there's a lot of reasons. We've gotten so many free agencies that's never worked out. We finally get a free agency, JPP. Now, it could be JPP. It could be JPP. And that's why we finally got a defensive end from free agency that worked out, because JPP wasn't a slouch. He was kind of proven already. And that's the first time that we've gotten a proven defensive end. So it could just be that. I wouldn't give Buckner all the credit if it was just that. But then there's things like William Golston. William Golston has been a lot better at pass rushing. Not good, but he was garbage at pass rushing. Now he's like, he gets it in every once in a while with pass rushing. Even that's not enough. Carl Nassib. Carl Nassib came in. I loved Carl Nassib from college. Carl Nassib has a motor. But Carl Nassib with the Browns was decent. Carl Nassib with us is nasty, is a freaking beast. I don't know what Buckner did with Carl Nassib, but Carl Nassib is the reason why I want to keep Buckner. Is why I'm like, yo, I put a stamp on Buckner, bro. Like, Carl Nassib is on another level because of Buckner. It just is what it is. So anybody on the defensive coaching staff, I could care less. They can go, except for Buckner. I want to keep Buckner. One of the videos that I made, or not that I made, that I was going to make, I'll say it right now. It was 5 people that I don't want to lose. If we blew up this franchise, because it might happen, the way this is going right now, this might happen. This is why I wanted to make the video. This is why I wanted to wait till this game to make this video. It might happen where we blow this shit up. Okay? 5 people that I don't want to lose. Top 5, 4, 3, 2. The number 1 person I do not want to lose. Okay? I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say it right now. If I don't name a player, it's because 1, I don't care if we lose him. Or 2, I just know there's no way we're going to lose him. Like, I'm not worried about losing him. There's just no way we'll lose him. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we're going to trade him or whatever. So it's, if I don't say this person, and this is coaching staff, players. If I don't name these people, if I don't name somebody, it's because 1, either there's no way we're going to lose them, so there's no point in naming them. And 2, or 2, I don't care if he's gone. That's why I didn't name him. Top 5 people I do not want to lose, that I'm afraid we might lose. Number 5. Number 5. Gerald McCoy. Y'all better listen to me. Y'all better listen to me. Start listening to RTP. This is one of these moments where these are some epic shit I'm about to say right now. These are one of these moments where y'all better be paying attention to what RTP's saying. These are one of those moments where you're going to be, damn, RTP was saying it. Saints. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5. 5 people I don't want to lose. Gerald McCoy. Number 4, the number 4 person I don't want to lose. And the chances of losing Gerald McCoy, I think, are slim. But there is a chance, more than ever. So let's get that straight. Number 4, Coach Buckner. Coach Buckner is at number 4, the one person I don't want to lose. What's the chances of losing Buckner? Very high. Because he's just a defensive coordinator. Number 3. The number 3 person I do not want to lose. Quan Alexander. Quan Alexander. The number 3 person on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on this franchise that I don't want to lose, Quan Alexander. What's the chances of losing Quan Alexander? More or less, I think we're keeping him. I don't think we're losing him, but there's a chance that we could lose him because of the injury and the contract situation. Number 2. This is RTP's top 5. Top 5 coaches or players that I don't want to lose if we blow up this franchise. And I'm talking about if we blow up this franchise, I'm talking about how John Gruden is trading niggas, or even I'm talking about switching up to another coach and losing Dirk Cutter. 5 either players or coaching staff I don't want to lose. If I don't say their name, it's because I don't care if they go, or it's because I know for damn sure they ain't leaving. Number 5 was Gerald McCoy. Number 4 was Coach Buckner. Number 3 was Quan Alexander. Number 2, Jameis Winston. Number 2, Jameis Winston. What's the chances of him leaving? Or not leaving, but getting traded or whatever. You know, not being on the team, basically. Pretty high. Pretty high. Pretty high right now. Unfortunately. Not his fault. Not his fault because he's had 3 good years, but pretty high. Who is, I'm going to ask you guys, who is number 1? Who is the number 1? And I better see some Buck fans. Who is the number 1 person I do not want to see leave? The number 1 person they cannot leave this franchise. I'll give you a hint. In RTP's eyes, right now, it's 50-50 that he might leave. Who am I talking about? Let's see. Let's see if you guys know this. Who am I talking about? Let's go to the comment section. We got I don't know your team here. Check your brain. And Q-Town Panther says Dirk. T-Money said Ronnie Barber is a better announcer. I don't know why he's talking about that. So all we got is Mr. CDL says it's not light. Tampa Bay fan says Chris Godwin. Receiving. Big Joe says D-Jack. I'm going to tell you, the number 1 person. No, I said Winston number 2, Joe. Pay attention, nigga. The number 1 person that cannot leave this franchise. And he didn't answer it. It was more of a question, I guess. You're the winner, Mr. CDL. It's Jason Light. The number 1 person that cannot leave this franchise is Jason Light. That is the number 1 person I am afraid of losing. Jason Light. Jason mother freaking Light. We cannot lose him. We cannot lose Jason Light. And again, it's 50-50. It's 50-50 right now. I don't know if we keep him. I don't know if we're going to lose him. That's the number one person that we can't let go. Some of you guys named some players that I haven't named. Chris Godwin, I know he ain't going nowhere. That's why I didn't name him. Levante David, I know he ain't going nowhere. That's why I didn't name him. D-Jax, I really don't care if he stays or goes. That's why I didn't name him. Who do I want gone? That's a good question. I was gonna save that for last, but there shouldn't be a lot of people because I thought about it right now when you said it, and I didn't think of. Let me think. Who do I want gone? The person that I would like to be, man. I'm not upset. I'm really not upset with anybody to the point where I want that person gone or that person is causing us a problem. I'm really not upset with anybody like that. I'm not upset. I guess I would have to say Duffner, our defensive coordinator. And again, the reason why I hesitated to say him is because it's really not his fault. He's not in here like he was going to plan to be a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm like, oh, he sucks. He needs to be gone. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we need a real defensive coordinator. We need a real defensive coordinator that knows this and understands this new NFL, is my opinion. So I told you defensively. We talked about defensively. I gave you my top 5 people that I do not want gone if we blow this shit up. Let's continue and talk about the offense. I'm going to break this offense down. Offensive line, that's someone who I want gone. Benanak. And that's out of anger from this year. I can admit. A lot of fans can't admit that shit. A lot of fans just point the fingers and say, you suck, get out of here. I can admit, Benanak was good for us. He's been terrible for us this year. Benanak has been terrible for us this year. We need to get, what is that? Our right guard, because we got, what's his name on the left. We need to get a right guard. That's probably one of our draft picks. A high pick right guard. Benanak's been the problem offensively. Besides that, we have some mishaps here and there with our tackles, but they're serviceable. Tight ends, fine. Wide receivers, fine. D-Jax, if we have to let him go because of money-wise, I have no problem letting him go. He's a weapon. He can bring this offense to another level, but I have no problem letting him go because I don't like his practice attitude, and I hate watching him on damn Instagram. All this nigga does is party every weekend on Instagram, and I really don't like that, to be honest. So if we let him go, I would be more happy than sad, to be honest with you. Running backs, we need running backs. I Peyton Barber's. I like Peyton Barber to have as a backup. Peyton Barber seems like a perfect backup. I don't like him as a starter. Rojo, we don't know what's going on with Rojo. If y'all want to put a bust on him, I wouldn't even care, to be honest, if y'all put a bust on him already. Rojo hasn't showed me nothing yet. So, I don't know. Obviously, it's not smart to label him a bust because he's a rookie. He hasn't done nothing, but I wouldn't care, to be honest. Sean Wilson, I don't know why we're not playing Sean Wilson a lot more. I don't understand why we're not playing Sean Wilson a lot more. So that's the running backs. Wide receivers, I already went through that. Quarterbacks, we're fine with Jameis. I don't want to hear nothing about that. We already had this discussion. Let's go to coaches. I love our wide receiver position coach. To be honest, I really do like him. Todd Monken. I can't lie. I didn't like his play calling today. I will say that. I didn't like his play calling today. But Todd Monken does have this new age offense that I was talking about, he does have that new age feel to it. I don't think Todd Monken has any plays like that, though. I don't know if he does or not, because he's running Dirk Cutter's plays, and he's calling with Dirk Cutter's plays. I have no idea how Todd Monken's scheme would look. I have no idea. I don't want to take the chance with him, to be honest. Dirk Cutter, again, offensively, we move the ball. Offensively, we get it done. But I don't like that other offenses take less chances. And their offense that they do, misdirection. The biggest thing that I like about this new age offense that these coaches are doing is not the fact that they make any quarterback look like they can run it, whether they're young or whatever. Any quarterback can run it because it's such an easy offense, because it's all based on misdirections, that the throws that they're throwing are wide open throws. It's the, what's the word I'm looking for? The gamble that it takes. The risk, that's what I was looking for. It's the risk that is involved in these plays. The risks that are involved in these plays that these young quarterbacks have to take is very small. And the reward is huge because it's a misdirection play. So if you get it off, it's usually going to be a big play. So the risk is very low. Very low, high reward. And that's why I really like what these, these things that these new coaches are doing. And I've knew about this for a while, but I didn't like it at first. And I'll tell you why, because I didn't think it was sustainable through a game. I didn't think you'd have enough of these trickery type plays in a game, which is why I don't like it, because that's like I said in the beginning of this game. Didn't I say it was going to be a close game? Didn't I tell you guys it was going to be a close game? What did I say? I said teams that do this, all these little trickery things, they get up, but they used all their little trickeries to get up. That's why you always have a second half and the games end up close, because in the second half, they have to play normal old school football. You line up, hike, and throw the ball, and it's different. The defense looks better because you already used all your little trickery shit. That's why I don't like it, because it's hard to sustain that during a game, and that's terrible in the playoffs. That's why I don't like it. But it's evolved so much that teams are now able to do it 2 to 3 quarters, and it's enough to win a game. That's what the Panthers did today to us. They did it for a whole half, and they had just enough to get one more drive and get a touchdown. And to be honest, I wouldn't have been shocked if we scored another touchdown and they had one more drive of trickery plays up their sleeves. I wouldn't have been shocked. So what I'm saying is, now teams have done it so much and have so many of those type of plays in their portfolio that not only, before it was usually like you get like 2 or 3 plays like Dirk Cutter does, 2 or 3 plays where you'll have that money play when you really need it. Now it went from that to teams could do that for a whole drive. Now it went from that to teams could do that for a whole quarter. Now it's evolved from that to teams are doing it for a whole half. And some of these great coaches like Sean McVay can do it for 3 quarters. And it's hard to beat a team like that when you don't know what you're looking for. Very hard to beat a team like that. I hope y'all listening, because I'm dropping some serious jewels right now when it comes to this NFL. I'm dropping some serious jewels right now. If you think I'm lying, look at whoever your team is. Look at who you're facing. Matter of fact, good game, Rams versus Saints, right? Why? Both coaches can do those trickery plays and have a whole bunch up the sleeves. Falcons and Washington. Washington is a better team, right? Washington's a better team than the Falcons. Why did they just get killed by the Falcons? Because Jake Gruden is an old school coach, and they just got outperformed by Starks Kezian, or whatever, however you say his name. He just got outperformed by him. Why? Because their OC has a lot of those tricks up his sleeves. You think If you don't think I'm telling the truth, look at your team. I'll tell you if your team's old school or new school. If you're an old school going against a new school, you gotta head over heels outperform them to win the game. And you work so much harder to outperform a new school team. A new school team works so much less, which is why a new school team with no weapons can still outperform a team with weapons, which is why when you get a new school team that has weapons like the Rams or the Chiefs, shout out to Andy Reid because he's an old school nigga, but he has a lot of new school shit that he's converted to and he's transformed and he's came in with the times. Another old school dude that has came in with the times is Philip Wade. Another dude that's old school, but he's changed with the times. He's understood what these new school cats are doing. That's the difference. That's the difference. And these new school stuff, they don't have to work as hard. Look at how many points did the damn T-Money, how many points did you guys just put up on us? What did you do throwing the ball? You see what I'm saying? Like, everything you did was misdirection, run plays, dump it off underneath. Anything that was thrown over the top, thrown down the field, nothing. And how many times did you even try to throw down the field or throw? Not very much. You don't have to. You don't have to work as hard as Fitzpatrick or Jameis Winston in that old school type of offense. You don't have to work as hard. It's simple stuff. The defense is letting you do it. This is why I had to make this video, because I had to get this off my chest, bro. Because I've been noticing it, but I'm like, yo, like. So here's my conclusion. Here's my conclusion. This is what's gonna make me happy. I know that it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I'm unfortunately I'm gonna have to lose some casualties. I'm gonna have to lose some people that I don't want to lose, but it's gonna have to be from the greater of the good. It's gonna have to be for the greater of the good. Those top 5 people that I named that I don't want to lose, Buckner will probably, or I said Gerald McCoy. We probably won't lose Gerald McCoy, but we could. I'm not saying we're not going to. We could. Buckner, we're probably going to lose him. Number 4 was Buckner. Number 3, Quan Alexander. I think it's like a 50-50, and that's only because of his injury. If he wasn't injured, there was no way we were going to lose him. Because of his injury and the contract situation, I really don't know what we're going to do with Quan. That's number 3. Number 2, Jameis Winston. We're probably going to lose Jameis Winston. I could talk a lot more about that situation, but I'm not. Because that, like I said, it's a whole nother conversation. Number 1, Jason Light. That's probably one of the biggest casualties that has a good chance of us losing. Jason Light. Jason Light. Are we keeping? So let's come to the conclusion here. We're not keeping Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter's gone. We are going to stay a problem. We are going to stay a problem if we don't get one of these new age coaches, whether it's defensively or it's offensively. We're gonna stay a problem. We're gonna be the worst team in the NFC South. Saints, Sean Payton has transformed into the new age. He's came into it. He's, what's the word I'm looking for? He's adapted. There you go. He's adapted to the new age. Dan Quinn. I don't know if it's Dan Quinn. I don't know if it's Sarkisian. But their offense, when they let go of Dirk Cutter, and you know what? That's really what it is what's his name? Gosh dang, what's his name? Shanahan. It's really Shanahan that introduced that new wave, and Sarkisian has kind of molded it in that new wave and kind of molded it into his own little shit. But it's really Sarkisian that took the Falcons' old school stuff that was left by Dirk Cutter and molded that into the new school stuff. So the Falcons are in that new school stuff. And then you got damn Carolina, who's been doing that new school stuff with who was that? Shula. Shula was forced to find that new school type of stuff, and I ain't gonna lie, what's his name is taking it to a whole new level. Whoever their OC coach is now has taken it to a whole nother level. And we're still stuck old school. And again, old school is not, it's not really the problem that we're old school offense. That's not why we're losing games, because we're putting up points. But it's a problem that our head coach is old school. That's the problem. It's old school head coach that can't help the defensive. If the defensive coordinator was hip to the new school type of style and could handle that by himself, we could continue go on with the old school offense and still score points and have a regular ball game and win these games, hands down. But that's not what's happening right now. That's not what we have right now. We don't have no new school type of we don't have a new school type of defensive coordinator, and our head coach is old school, so he can't help whatever he don't. When they go in the film room and they're game planning against these offenses, Dirk Cutter can't tell them they're doing this or watch out for this, or he don't see that new school shit. He doesn't see it. He doesn't understand what exactly they're trying to do. And he can't help that defensive coordinator. That's why I don't think it matters what defensive coordinator. Unless we get a proven defensive coordinator that not only, I'm not talking about a proven defensive coordinator that's had good defenses the last couple of years, or, you know what I'm saying, like 5 years ago or anything like that. I'm talking about a good defensive coordinator that has a good defensive statistics against this new school stuff. Is there any of them out there? Is there any of them out there? Does anybody know a good defensive coordinator that's out there that's playing good defense against this new school stuff? I don't know. Maybe you guys know. You guys let me know. Damn, my back is killing me right now. I need to lay down. Anyways, that's what it is, man. Conclusion, like I said, man, I think Dirk Cutter gets fired. That's not what worries me, firing Dirk Cutter, because, you know me, like I feel like a fresh breath of air is needed right now. I wouldn't be mad if we kept Dirk Cutter, but I wouldn't feel like, okay, baby, let's start the new season. We'd be back in the same spot. I really think we need something. We need something where it's like, the only thing, for instance, I can't even say that, because I was going to say, if we got someone like Rex Ryan has had great defenses for our defensive coordinator, right? But, because I love Rex Ryan, but I haven't seen the Rex Ryan defense against this new school shit. So we would probably end up in the same boat again. And that's the thing. I don't see a way to keep Cutter and get better defensively. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I don't see a way to keep Cutter and get better defensively. I just don't see how we can do that. The only way that we can survive is by getting a head coach that has this new school feel too. So at least the other teams that are new school can't just sit there and throw those new school plays at us and just get a big ass lead. Because if they throw those new school plays at us, we'll throw them right back at them and then say, well, now you got to worry about saving some of those plays for the end and keeping a ball game till the end, instead of getting a whole bunch of points on us and then just kick back and wait for the very end where it's like, yo, we need a touchdown here and then a 3 and out, and then say, nope, we still got another new school play, and kill the drive and kill the game and kill the momentum, and that's it. Like I said, man, I'm dropping jewels right now. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. But If you guys don't, I don't know, maybe I'll break it down more as the season goes on. I'll try to break it down more in the next game. Like, I can't break it down in the next game because Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden's an old school type of dude. He's just like Dirk Cutter. He got an offense that works. It's old school. It works. You will drive down the field. You could score some points. The problem is when you're going against a new school, you have to work harder than the other team that's old school. I mean, that's new school. They're just easily getting down the field, easily making these misdirection plays for touchdowns. And that's not only that, that's demoralizing as well, offensively and defensively. So I feel so much better. Now I can go eat, finish watching the Saints game or whatever. I don't know why the TV's off. Maybe baby mama finally got here. Shaman RTP, man, y'all been going crazy. It's just so much. I'm not even going to read it. I've been yapping for an hour now. I'm tired. I want to get something to drink. Shaman RTP, I'll probably make another video. I got to make a crow to the Panther fans. Y'all was definitely the better team, man. I mean, it was an easy game. Did so many things easily against us, which was, you know, I basically broke this game down. What did I say? McCaffrey can't kill us. And what happened? McCaffrey killed us. McCaffrey didn't, like I said, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I love McCaffrey, and I think McCaffrey is a beast. But you guys are not asking McCaffrey to do anything hard. Like, you guys are not. It's just very easy misdirection. We not knowing what we're doing type stuff, and McCaffrey's killing us, bro. Like, anyways, we were outcoached. You were the better team. You even offensively, your team looked more talented than us. We know they're not. You know, all you got is McCaffrey and Greg Olsen, but they looked more talented. That's the bad part. They looked more talented than us because everything you guys did was easy. Easy. And again, I think that's the reason why people are saying, oh, look at they look sad with Jameis and this and that. No, I think it's the offense. I think they see other offense. This is what I wanted to say. Deshaun Jackson, you got the truth, the lie, and then somewhere in the middle. Did Deshaun Jackson want to trade? Probably. Is it because of Jameis or the quarterback situation? No. It's because of the offense. It's not hard. It's not hard, man. It's not hard. You got all these offenses getting their players wide open. And our wide receivers got to sit there and route run their hardest to get their yards and the balls and the catches and the touchdowns. But yet you got other teams having Thielen wide open down the field. You got other teams get Kareem Hunt down the field. Other teams putting, you know, getting what's his name? The cheetah. I can't think of his name right now. The other guy from Kansas City, the speedster from Kansas City, wide open. Why is he wide open? You should know that's their number one threat. Why is he wide open? You're having all these other players wide open, making plays easily. Not because they got such great route running, not because of their speed, but because they can't focus on him. Because why? These other coaches